Hello everybody, welcome back. Once again, playing Tactics Ogre Reborn. I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I did between videos. So the last one I did a training battle here in Almorica. And so anyways, all my characters now are, or at least the ones that were able to be leveled, are level 5, which is a couple, I want to point out a couple of things here that are actually kind of important. The Rune Fencer gets Meditate, I think it's at level 5. Level 4, I don't think they had it quite yet. They also do get the Recruit ability. I don't know if I'll be using that in the next battle, but it's an ability to recruit humans. We'll see again. I'm not sure if I'll recruit anybody in the following battle, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Next up, let's see here. So also the clerics get Meditate as well. Again, I think that's at level 5. One of the things that I didn't really like so much about this version of the game is that you actually can't see what skills the characters are, or the class is going to have early on. It just seems like so you level and then boom, you'll eventually see what they get. So I'm not really wild about that. I wish that they would have at least had some option here to actually see what the skills you were going to be able to get. So you know, but oh well. What are you gonna do? Also, concentration started popping up as well. Again, I don't remember. So it's obviously not every class is going to get that, but like pretty important for the Enchantress and the Wizard class to get this. It's going to really increase the rates of your Paralytic Wave and Charm landing. But I mean, Dead Shot as well. Really, it's any spells it affects their, whether or not they're actually successful. But definitely gonna want to equip that. Valkyries get it as well, although I think it's a lot less useful for them, and I think eventually I may swap this out to something else. But you definitely do want to have Meditate on, though. Just being able to, get more and more mana to fuel your abilities is going to be really important. It'll be even more important later once we start actually getting into the finishing moves, but we're not going to be able to get that until our weapon levels are at level 10, which also, once our character level hits 10 as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I've got right now. Mighty, I did actually get Mighty Impact with my Warrior as well. This isn't going to matter that much because this character isn't going to be staying a Warrior for very much longer, but I suppose for the time being, not a bad ability to equip. Also, and you do have to equip these abilities, or these skills at least, right? Just because you have Resist Petrify and, say, Resist Charm doesn't mean that those are actually active. You actually have to have them equipped to your character, much like the spells, obviously. Which is a little weird. I'm not so wild about that, but again, that's the way the game is designed, so just I guess keep that in mind. So, all right. Anyways, let's get moving on. I'm gonna go to the Tynemouth Hill. We'll actually be able to recruit one of our non-generic units here. So it says, before entering battle, you must choose which units you wish to deploy. Units being sent in a battle are called the battle party. A battle party can contain up to 12 units, but this number may be different on certain battlefields. This one in particular, we actually can only use 6 units. I'm going to get rid of one of my warriors. I think I'll probably get rid of this other Rune Knight as well. I want to have... so I'll have two Rune Knights, 2 casters, and then 2 clerics here. Vice and Kashua will be here for guest units as well. So let's actually, I'm gonna swap these 2. I actually don't really want them doing damage. Let's put Kashua. Let's remove her Spirit Surge. I may be doing some recruiting here. Well, I guess I could take a look at that. So one of the other things that you can do here is scout. So let's do that. We'll take a look at what we're going to be facing. Actually, yeah, I don't think I'm going to end up recruiting anybody. There's nothing really that interesting here. You've got an archer out here. No fancy gear by any means. Same with this warrior. Pretty standard gear that we can get a hold of. And also these characters are only level 3 as well, so it's not like they're, you know, higher level than us or something like that. This one's got an axe. Yeah, nothing there. Okay, so if that's the case, I am going to swap their weapons back to the way they were set up. And give her Spirit Sword. Okay, let's get started to battle.
Hollister rebels? Here? Then Almorica has fallen for true. Reinforcements for their kinsmen we've pinned down in Chrysaro. Make peace with the light, Wallister swine! Today you die!
Wow. Swine? Excuse me.
You looked a lonely lot. Thought I might join you. I am Canopus. Step forward and meet your fate, dogs.
Alright. So Canopus I really like. He's a fantastic character. The fact that he's a winged unit is a big deal. He's able to avoid a lot of the issues that come along with movement and height. And also, his base class is the Vartan. Vartan's got really, really good stat growth. So I'll leave him as Vartan the entire game, most likely. So you can now use the Chariot Turret. During battle, the game keeps track of the actions you take each turn. The Chariot Turret allows you to return to any of these previous turns and replay the battle from that point. This alternate version of events is stored separately from the original, so you're free to choose the more favorable course. The number of turns tracked and times they can be replayed varies depending on the battle, so be sure to keep this in mind. Access the Chariot Turret by choosing Chariot Turret from the global menu. I'll just poke into that really quickly, but I'm not going to end up using it quite yet. If I can figure out, there it is, Chariot Turret. Looks like that's left trigger as well. So here you can actually reverse your turns. You know, if you aren't happy with the way something's turned out. I'm not going to do that quite yet because I don't really need to. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be abusing that. It's a weird thing to me, and actually maybe one of the things that I don't like that much about this game, honestly.
This is a Wallister fight. We need no help from you.
Stubborn as ever, eh? How did one so young grow so thick of skull?
Thick? I'll give you thick.
Phrasing.
Ow! Not the wings!
Vice, control yourself.
Yeah, so anyways, like a tactical game that has a way to, you know, basically just rewind your turns and do things. Oh, I don't know. There's something about it that I find silly. But the game, you really need it. The way that the game is like functions in terms of drops and getting drops from enemies, like in battle. It's a must-have. You can't, you know, a lot of times you're going to be looking for items that'll have like a 5% drop rate, and that's just not viable without, you know, a way to use the Chariot and retry. Because, you know, generally you'll try to, when you're trying to get something to drop, you have to kill the enemy, and then you'll attempt to pick it up. And a lot of times, you know, the enemy just won't have the item that you're looking for. And so the only way to get around that is to rewind the turn, right? Otherwise you'd have to replay the battle completely over, and that's not realistic. So, again, you know, as much as I don't really like it, it's also necessary because of the way that they have chosen to do drops.
Today we fight for Wallister honor. Where does it lead?
What's the matter? Lose your nerve? Or has the nagging of your pacifist sister unmanned you? Always hiding behind her skirts.
thick of skull and a bully besides.
That's enough squawking out of you, Birdman.
Better a bird than a brute.
Ugh. You're not men. You're children.
Let me tell you a thing or two about battle, Dylan. Clear the wax from your ears and listen. The key is to divide and conquer. Whether you face a fearsome giant or a timid dormouse, that's the way it's done. Focus your attacks on one enemy at a time, and you'll emerge the victor.
That's not really divide and conquer, though. Focusing your attacks is focus fire. Alright. Stuck here. Let's see. So I can start charming. I don't really feel like I need to quite yet. Although the 63% chance is really, really good. Or pretty good, maybe I should say. Let's just do this. I want to try to get my dagger skills up. And at this point in the game, stakes are pretty low, and it's going to be pretty easy to get through here without any incapacitations. Vice is a little low. Let's get actually going to move back a little bit too. Bonus objective complete. Actually, forgot to take a look at that. So healing must have been a bonus objective for this. Now, let's take a look here. Terms of victory. Win with a cleric in the party. So I'll just get that at the end, and then use magic to heal. Gets you the water charm. Water charm will turn, or it allows you to change the innate element of a character. Which, generally it's better to just pick a good innate early on.
Tenem, Sibyls and mages cannot withstand the withering attacks of the front lines. Keep us in the back, where we can support our warriors from afar. Be mindful of the enemy's position, and bring us no closer than need be. Use a bird's eye view if you're unsure of the distance.
Well, to be fair, we can't actually control you, so... Alright, let's see here. Oops. So, here also, I've got a bow equipped, and if you notice here, it looks like the attack range is only, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, between 4 and 6 squares. Actually, between the 3rd square and 6th square. You can actually fire beyond it. Not far, mind you, but that range isn't entirely accurate, and also the higher you are, the farther you can actually shoot as well. But here we actually are able to hit this character beyond the range that is shown, which is again one of the reasons why I like bows. It's more, honestly, it's more.
One more piece of advice, Denham. If you come across a blue card on the field, be sure to pick it up.
Oh, this is the tutorial on the buff cards, but bows, I like the range is nice, obviously. But also the finishers are amazing. So
these can provide a boon to aid you for the rest of the battle. Stronger attacks, more critical strikes, and the like. But a single unit can only benefit from 4 of these boons at once, so mind who you give them to. Oh, and keep away from the red cards. These will wipe out any boons you've already picked up. You might want to try knocking your enemies into those.
Yeah, that's... Knocking enemies into red cards is almost unheard of. It's extremely rare for that to end.
Green cards raise a unit's core attributes, And the best part is, they keep the bonus even after the battle ends.
That's important too. Obviously, green cards are going to want to pick those up generally whenever they appear. Some of them aren't that great, like the loyalty cards, but it is important to be grabbing the green
Take
ones.
a close look at each card before someone picks it up to gauge its effect. There are many kinds, and it doesn't pay to go wasting them on the wrong soldier.
Yeah, exactly. Again, like loyalty cards. If a loyalty or if a character already has full loyalty, then a loyalty card isn't going to do them any good. Okay. So, as of right now, there is a physical card and an auto skill card. Auto skills are just going to make your skills trigger, like meditate, more often. So they're very important to be picking up. Whoops. So I actually accidentally just healed her. So what I'm going to do here is I'll have to end my turn. And then I'll just rewind. Spamming too much. It may not be the case that I really need to use it. Actually, yeah, I probably don't really need to use that yet. What's her health? 165. You know what? Let's just do it. So I'll just rewind back. We'll move here and do what I intended to do, was just to heal this character instead. So that's the good thing about the Chariot card. Or, I'm sorry, the Chariot ability, I guess. One of the good things with the Chariot. Alright, let's move him here. I also don't really want to end this battle quite yet, so I'm going to try to not take down Orma. Canopus seems like he wants to get a piece of him, but hopefully we can take down these other enemies first. Alright, so here's a strength card. So if I don't pick this up on Kika, there's a really good chance that Vice is going to, but I would rather get that on somebody like a Denim, so I'm gonna see if he'll like not pick it up quite yet. We'll see. And if he does try to pick it up, I'll probably just Chariot back. I'm just gonna have to Chariot back. That's what I thought. Unfortunately, Vice isn't gonna be with us for very long. We'll be able to get him back, but I think that card is gonna be more worthwhile than somebody else that's gonna be hanging around a little bit more. I will nuke this. Boom. What card drop now? A luck card. Luck cards are not good or important because luck is based on each map. So hopefully that drop down there. I mean, luck is it's fine if you get this thing. Yeah, did I not move to a different spot? Let's try this again. This is part of Chariot, and using Chariot properly is basically you don't want to just move to the same exact spot and do the same action you did previously, because the same thing will happen basically. There you go. So that time you dropped it back instead. But anyways, yeah. So the luck stat is It's determined each battle, and it's not a permanent thing where, you know, if you pick up a luck card, it like permanently extends your luck. That's not the case. It's a temporary, basically a temporary increase, and so luck cards aren't something that I, you know, generally go out of my way for. Because in, you know, subsequent battles, it's just gonna be, it's gonna change anyway. It's weird. It's a, in my opinion, it's a weird system. But yeah. Anyways, let's add this skill trigger. Not really gonna probably make that much use out of that, but because we're almost done. Question will be though, can I get this guy taken out before the battle's over? This. So here I'm gonna try to step onto this crit card and actually try. One of the funny things is you can crit with magic in this game, so I'll try to crit this guy here. And it didn't happen. So it's a bit of a shame, but what are you gonna do? Yep, there it is. Actually got him taken down. Oh, not quite. Yeah, this is got him with the bow. Alright, so at least now that all of the enemies are dead, and I can just finish off this guy. Oh. Yeah, I gotta say, you know, the first time I went through and I did the no Chariot challenge, I'll be honest, it was really frustrating at times because it felt like so many of the, well, I mean, it's just generally the case that the game is really based a lot around luck, especially when it comes to the cards, right? So later on in the game, a lot of the bosses will have like 4 cards automatically, like right when they start out, and it makes them very, very difficult. And you know, sometimes if they, let's just say that they've got an auto skill card, an MP, and then like 2 magic cards, right? And they start out that way. Sometimes they'll pick up like a crit card, and then there's basically no chance that any of your characters will survive. They'll crit with the power of, you know, 2 like magic cards, and there's just no way to survive that. So, anyways, all right. So no place to die this. Yeah. Well, sorry, buddy. Just had to do it. And there's the bonus objective complete because we took a cleric with us. There's all of our loot and experience, charm, bronze over it. There's the mage's mark. That's just for killing the last guy. That doesn't really matter because those are buyable right now anyway. But hey, I guess getting one for free isn't the worst thing ever. Alright. Vice leveled up to 5. Kashua leveled to 5 as well. And everybody else was already capped. That's kind of one of the nice things as well about keeping your characters all leveled up is, for instance, in this battle anyway, Vice and Kashua got basically all of that experience because all of the rest of my characters were level 5 already. So it's a great way, and that's one of the things too with this game is if you decide to recruit somebody later on, it's actually really, really easy to level them as long as the rest of your characters are all capped out already because basically all of the experience is funneled into that person anyway. So. And then, of course, those guys got some abilities as well. All right, so here's Canopus wants to join. We are obviously definitely going to recruit him, one of my favorite characters in the game. The charm command has been added to the unit info screen in the party menu. Charms can be used to give units experience points or change their element, and also raise their stats, at least in some other cases. One of the things that I'm going to do, though, right away is change Canopus' hand axe to the sticker. I want him to be using a dagger. Unfortunately, he's going to have to start over, but I think that's worth it. Again, it's my opinion that daggers and bows are the best weapon types in the game. Again, I think because of their finishers. I know there's probably some argument there, but And honestly, because of the way that the game works with crushing, slashing, and piercing type damage, that it may not always be the case that they're actually the best weapons at any given time, but it's really, again, more because I like the utility that comes from the finishers. Daggers are able to stop enemies once you get to level 20, and then bows get a sleep and a charm. There's a charm arrow, which is nuts. I think that might be, if I'm remembering correctly, that's level 30. The level 10 is laden, which isn't that great, but it slows enemies down. The level 20 is sleep, which is amazing as well, especially if you're going for no incapacitations. It just makes it really easy. I'm going to give him Deadshot, so I need to go back to town and buy a copy of Deadshot for him, but Vartan can use the projectile spells as well, so there we are. So here's Deadshot right here. I don't think he can use Instill, no, he can't use Instill Air. He can only use the, actually, yeah, he can use the projectiles, and I don't think he can use Heal either. Shadow Word and Poison Cloud. I did use Poison Cloud in my first couple playthroughs, but I wasn't really all that impressed with it.
We will.
So I don't think I'll probably do that. All right, let's get him. Spells, Deadshot. Yeah, see, he can't use Instill Air, unfortunately. Although he's going to get a skill later anyway that's going to be able to give him that, so it's not the worst thing that he can't actually equip the spell. What else was I going to do? I lost my train of thought. What was it? Oh, I was going to equip Sleep on my casters. I don't know if I'll use that, but maybe. You never know. Would I really... yeah, I mean, I won't be using it once I get the Drain. There's a Drain spell that, you know, obviously deals damage to your enemy and restores your health, and that's phenomenal. I absolutely love that. So eventually we'll be putting that on the casters. I should actually also buy another 1 or 2 exorcism spells for my clerics. Let's do that.
Welcome.
Bye. If I've even got enough cash. I do. Alright, we're really running low. I could probably sell a bunch of stuff as well, but okay, let's do that. Get this equipped. Equipped as well. And then I'm actually gonna change the numbers here. Change ID manual. So I'm gonna move him to number 2. Vice can switch to 12. Alright, that is going to be it for this one. So as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.